Welcome to this week's edition of Whiteouts. I'm Aaron White. This week I'll review last Thursday's Oktoberfest night at Cambridge Raceway. Then I'll preview this Friday's tropical night at Alexandra Park featuring the Holmes DG Pace. This week's text around will be at the end of the podcast. Enjoy!
The Big Christmas Do is coming to Cambridge Raceway on Wednesday the 28th of November and Thursday the 20th of December. Packages are available to the Skyline Lounge at $80 per person for a buffet meal or the Outfalch Lounge for $40 for a summer barbecue meal. Packages include a race book, complimentary drink and dessert. For further information and bookings, head to cambridgeraceway.co.nz for the Big Christmas Do, November the 28th and December the 20th.
Let's go back to last Thursday night at Cambridge, where it was Oktoberfest night. The feature race on the card was the first heat of the Macmillan Equine Feed Sire Stakes Series for the 3-year-old pacing colts and geldings. Major Trojan, the Art Major colt prepared by Michael Purdon and driven by Nathan Purdon for his new West Australian owners, produced a sharp last 200-metre dash on the Brogden Horse Transport passing lane to secure the victory and a place in the prestigious Group 1 final at Addington on Cup Day. Major Trojan paced the 1700 metres in a 154.2 mile rate home in 56.9 and 28. Major Trojan had the early lead but was tested hard in the first 500 metres by Bodine Weston, and they cut out the first quarter in sub 27 seconds. Bodine Weston had the lead with a lap to go and was gallant in defeat but just couldn't hold out the very classy Major Trojan. Bodine Weston, the son of Wells Said, has also booked a ticket to a Cup Day for the final with that performance. Third was Axelare, a debutant by Auckland Reactor from the Logan Hollis and Shane Robertson stable. Axelare found the line strongly for his placing. Major Trojan's dam under the odds is a daughter of Undercover Lover, so definitely has obtained plenty of the family ability. The feature trot was the last race on the program and set aside for the junior drivers over 2,700 metres. The winner was Rise to Success in the hands of Benjamin Butcher for trainer Warren Rich. She trotted the trip in a 29.9 mile rate, last 800 metres in 59.3 and the final 400 metres in 29.5. Rise to Success got a beautiful trip in the trail throughout and ran away in the home straight for a 2-length victory. Rise to Success relates back to the wonderful square gator Pride of Petite. Il Parada worked home strongly to be the runner-up and Leanne's Boy produced a game effort to place third. The Trevor Phillips trained Kundana Gold was the first of 3 straight winners on the card for Kyle Marshall, taking race 2 in a 201.1 mile rate for 2,200 metres. The daughter of Auckland Reactor had been performing well at the workouts and lead up to Thursday's return. The second of Kyle's wins came in race 3 with Red Terror, the son of Mark III, which he trains. He perfectly rated him over the 2,700 metres in a 2.7 mile rate. Kyle's third win was on the Ross Painter-trained American Ideal mare Ryan's Gal, who fought doggedly for a 159.9 mile rate success. She had also trialled well prior to last week's resumption. Both Red Terror and Ryan's Gal were given out in last week's text around, so make sure you're with us at the end of the podcast to get this week's edition. Scott Phelan guided the Anna Donnelly prepared Prime Silver to secure the feature graded pace on the night, leading all the way over 2,200 metres in a 1.4 mile rate with the last half mile in 57.6. That was Prime Silver's 5th victory. Arden Voyager was too good for his rivals in race 9 in the hands of Zachary Butcher for trainer Barry Purdon, cutting out the 2,200 metres in a 2-minute 0.8 mile rate. That was a second win now in 3 starts at Cambridge for Arden Voyager. The Ray Green prepared Abraham won his maiden event, aided by another lovely front-running drive by the Chief David Butcher. Covering the 2,200 metres in a 2.3.2 mile rate, Abraham is a son of Sir Lincoln. Sir George Bowen broke his maiden status in fine fashion in race 7, leading every step of the 2,700 metre trip. The son of Monkey Bones produced a mile rate of 2.9.4 for trainer-driver Derek Ball. The amateur drivers event opened Oktoberfest night at the races, and it was another victory for the combination of comic book hero and driver Jeff Darby. That was the 3rd consecutive win for that combination in amateur drivers' races at Cambridge Raceway. The son of Grin from Ear to Ear paced the 1,700 metre journey in a 157.9 mile rate, and that was Comic Book Hero's 5th career win. My Black Bookers from last Thursday's meeting at Cambridge, well, you had to be impressed with the effort of the debutant Accelerate in the Sires Stakes heat, and Helena Ideal was a touch unlucky in race 8 when runner-up. They'll both be winning races in the near future.
The big Christmas do is coming to Cambridge Raceway on Wednesday the 28th of November and Thursday the 20th of December. Packages are available to the Skyline Lounge at $80 per person for a buffet meal, or the Alf Walsh Lounge at $40 per person for a summer barbecue meal. Packages include a race book, complimentary drink and dessert. Further information and bookings, head to cambridgeraceway.co.nz for the big Christmas do, November 28th and December 20th.
Right, it's time on the Whiteout podcast to have a look at this Friday's Tropical Night at Alexandra Park for the Auckland Trotting Club. It's a 10-race program. TAB double start on races 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. The 3 TAB treble start on races 1, 4 and 8. Early quaddie race 2. Now, just note there is a $25,000 guaranteed quaddie starting on race 7, so well worth getting involved in that. $25,000 with the fast track insurance pick 6 starting on race number 5. The first of the 10 races gets underway at 1 minute to 6 o'clock. Race 1 is set aside for the Square Gators over the 2,200 metres. 9 Phoebe Gem gets my top billing here. The Monarchy mare was a very nice winner back on the 14th of September, handled by Taitlin Hanara. They didn't get much luck a fortnight ago from a bad draw in the standing start mile trot event, so go with her again, number 9 Phoebe Gem. 12 Angus Berger, well, he's yet to put in a bad performance this campaign. The son of Angus Hall, Brent Mangos for Cumu Kenny Sifont. Number 11 The Prince worked home with plenty of purpose last Thursday night at Cambridge Raceway, in behind Sir George Bowen, Andre Potama. And 13 Whips and Spurs was a very nice winner when last at Alexandra Park, ripping home in the last 100 metres to get over the top of Red Castleton. So I think that has to be considered in the first as well. 9 to beat 12, 11 and 13 to open a double and treble. Race 2 set aside for the non-winning paces to open the early quaddie, and it's over the 2,200 metres. With 7 Bounty Lady, she made it into the Black Book 2 weeks ago. Zachary Butcher for Barry Purdon with a nice run fresh up. That was in behind Gibson Girl, would have taken good improvement out of that too, the Art Major mare. So with the 7 over 3 Divine Justice had to sit parked and weakened in the home straight at its last assignment. The prior placing's very nice, including in behind Chevron Supreme back on the 14th of September. Todd Mitchell from a low draw certainly has to be given plenty of consideration in the second. 9 Mark Brad, well, he hasn't had much luck at all with the draws to open this campaign. Gets another tricky draw on Friday night for Tony Hurley. If he can clear the pocket, he's going to be working home strongly, Mark Brad. And 5 Macy Maguire, both runs this campaign certainly have been creditable. Benjamin Butcher for Steve Telfer. 7 to beat 3, 9 and 5. The early quaddie gets underway at 6:25. Race 3 is a trot over the extreme 3,200 metre journey. With 12 Ash in this race, the son of the Prez, he was a good last start winner at the back end of August. The Magic Man Morris McHenry to do the driving for Michelle Wallace and Bernie Hackett. That stable holds a key to the race. I think Red Castleton, he'll see out the 2-mile trip, no problems at all, the son of Sundon. Worn down late by Whips and Spurs back on the 21st of September. The Wizard Todd Mitchell will do the driving. 9 Primus Inter Pare, well, he's knocking on the door for another win too, the son of Dr. Ron O'Reilly for Cambridge trainer Ross Painter. Scott Phelan will handle. And number 10 Alta Venetia put up a nice run on mile night from her wide draw, in behind Water Boys Andre Potama for Ian Moody. 12 to beat 8, 9 and 10 to open a double. Race 4, well, it's another very strong maiden field for a Friday night at Alexandra Park over the 2,200 metres. Again, you'll want to be going back onto the hrnz.co.nz website after this race and replaying it, because you'll find some very, very nice horses and winners come out of the 4th event. I'm with 4 Better Start Dreaming, and I'm going to make him one of my bets of the night after what was a very good debut second and behind the impressive Major Trojan, as we know went on to win the first heat of the Macmillan Equine Feed Sires Stakes at Cambridge last Thursday night, and he's much better drawn as Better Start Dreaming for Friday night's race. Eastern Bull, number 3, comes up with a nice draw. He comes out of that Major Trojan race 2 from the 21st of September. He showed blistering gate speed on that night as well. Kyle Marshall, the trainer driver. From a low draw is a definite player. Number 1, Red Atom. Well, we've only seen him in 2 workouts in his qualifying trial. He's unbeaten in those, and his qualifying trial he romped in by 4.5 lengths, comes up with barrier 1. Andre Potama, Stephen Reed, the son of Auckland Reactor, yes, required from that draw. And O'Needon Punter, number 7, did a few things wrong in the early stages of his debut appearance a fortnight ago. The son of Better's Delight, Zachary Butcher, did a good job, however, to run a placing after that early indiscretion. He got into the black book out of that race as well. He's an each-way chance in a good field. 4 a special to beat 3, 1 and 7. That will open the middle treble. Race 5 will begin the $25,000 Fast Track Insurance Pick 6. Opens a double and also the place 6 on the card. With 12, Bequero, very nice win back on the 14th of September. Superb Scott Phelan drive, got the prize for trainer Anna Donnelly. I see the team have put her back onto the unruly draw on Friday night. Don't let that put you off. She is a very, very classy daughter of Shadow Play. 11, Alta Leone, she's been big in her last couple of wins. The nearby Big Jim worked home strongly to win back on the 21st of September, and then on Mile Night a fortnight ago she came around and led, had to do a bit of work in the race, and again was a dominant winner for trainer driver Kyle Marshall. There's no reason why she can't complete the hat-trick. Thought Red Reactor's been doing a good enough job, number 6 for the Magic Man Morris McKendry, to be a good each-way play in race number 5. And 5, Rico Lover, well, he's been beaten less than a length in all 3 runs this campaign. He was runner-up on Mile Night 2 weeks ago. Zachary Butcher will do the driving this week for Ray Green on Rico Lover. 12 to beat 11, 6 and 5. First leg of the Fast Track Insurance Pick 6, set down for 9 minutes to 8 o'clock. Race 6 on the card is a feature trot over the 2,200 metres, and what an interesting battle this is going to be, with the 2 best horses, Temporale and Le Monde, off big 40-metre handicaps over the 2,200 metre trip. In saying that, I think they're both quite capable of overcoming their 40-metre handicaps. I'm going to go with 10, Temporale. Very good, resuming on Mile Night, sitting outside Le Monde and grinding him down in the last 100 metres for trainer-driver Tony Hurley, the son of Monarchy. 9, Le Monde. Now, he did win off a 40-metre handicap not so long ago, Le Monde, so he has done it in the past, Morris McKendry, for Ross Painter over the 2,200 metres, and both runs this campaign have been excellent, so he's well in the mix, albeit from that long handicap. The Almighty Johnson with the 15-metre advantage over Temporale and Le Monde. He's worth an each-way ticket for sure on Friday night. And Mr. Good and Evil off the front tape, well, if he was to step and go, he would make those horses really work for their money off a 40-metre back mark. Michelle Wallace to do the driving there, Michelle and Bernie the trainers. So what an interesting trot that is going to be, race 6 over the 2,200 metres. 10, Temporale. 9, Le Monde. 8, the Almighty Johnson. 4, Mr. Good and Evil. Race 7, the feature pace, the Kerry Hogarth Memorial. The Holmes DG handicap over the 2,700 metres will open a double, and also the $25,000 guaranteed quaddie there on the last 4 races. I'm going with 7, Jack's Legend. Let down his army of fans fresh up in the Spring Cup with an early gallop. We must forgive that early indiscretion there. He has been to the workout since and won a workout in good fashion, the runner-up in the New Zealand Trotting Cup last season. He can certainly bounce back on Friday night. Zachary Butcher. 4, Barry Purdon. Over the stablemate 4, Raptors Flight. No luck in the Spring Cup in the home straight. Would have taken good improvement out of that. The Better's Delight gelding. Scott Phelan, Barry Purdon. He's worth an each-way bet. Number 6, Northview Hustler. Beautifully handled by Andre Potama to win the Spring Cup for trainer Ray Green. Another son of Better's Delight here, and he can certainly go back-to-back. He can get the Holmes DG as well with those similar tactics. And 9, No Doctor Needed, hit the line strongly in the Spring Cup, the Te Awamutu Cup winner, David Butcher for Steve Telfer. So for the feature, the Kerry Hogarth Memorial, the Holmes DG handicap pace at 10 minutes to 9. 7, Jack's Legend for me. Over 4, Raptors Flight. I'm going to make him my value bet of the night, Raptors Flight. To 6, Northview Hustler. And 9, No Doctor Needed. Race 8 on the card to open the final treble, and 6, Chevron Supreme created a massive impression with her debut success back on the 14th of September with a sub-240 pacing performance by the Big Jim filly. She ran along strongly in front throughout there in the hands of the Magic Man Morris McKendry. He'll do the driving again on Friday night for trainer Robert Dunn. and I expect to see the same result from her. Chevron Supreme, I'm going to make her one of my bets of the night. In race number 8 over 2, Benson Boys, who scored nicely on mile night a fortnight ago. Zachary Butcher into the sulky on Friday for trainer Barry Purden. 7 Power Dreaming backed up his very good resuming success with a strong second on mile night, and behind Alta Leone Tony Hurley. And the 10 Where There's a Will showed plenty of tenacity to a strike back 2 weeks ago there. Also on mile night, James Stormont for Cumu Kenny Safont, with the scratching has come to the inside of the second row. 6 to beat 2, 7 and 10 in race 8. Race 9 for the Pacers over the 2200 metres to open the final double, and Gotta Be a Rose comes up with a nice draw in a moderate field. Was a strong third on mile night 2 weeks back, in behind Benson Boys. With the draw advantage, Luke Whitaker for Taupaki trainers Frank Cooney and Tate Hopkins. I expect to see the Sir Lincoln mare back into winning form on Friday night. And saying that, 9 Bubble Gum's going to get the lovely passage through from the second line for trainer-driver Andrew Drake. The son of Mark III, he's been mixing his form of late, but 2 starts ago when runner-up and behind Make Way was a good effort. And if he's sitting on the back of Gotta Be a Rose coming to the H.R. Fiskin passing lane, he's going to be a definite threat to her in the home straight. 4 Eyes Down and Looking, just a fair run last time, capable of better. Simon Lawson there for Paulette Screen, and Destined for Heaven number 2 comes up with a low draw in a moderate field. Logan Hollis, the co-trainer, will do the driving on the Rock and Roll Heaven mare. 1 to beat 9, 4 and 2 in the 9th. The lucky last for the Trotters over the 2200 metres here, and we see a converted pacer, Jamison Shard, a son of American Ideal, having his first start on race night as a square gator. Now, last Thursday night he qualified at Cambridge, and he looked very, very good in his trotting action there too for Lynn Neal, who'll do the driving. Lynn, along with husband Andrew, do the training of Jamison Shard, and he can certainly make his first run as a square gator a winning one, I believe, on Friday night, so I'm going to be with him. 10 Jamison Shard over 8 the player Joshua Dickey. Both runs this campaign have had plenty of merit. 7 Adele, well, she's back on a new campaign. Of course, she did make it to Jules Day last season, galloped on the Jules program there. It was a good effort in behind Tickle Me Pink prior to that. David McGowan in the sulky. She brings complete manners to the races on Friday night. She's a definite threat. And As Free as Air, number 9, fought nicely in behind its stablemate Can Sky Fly back on mile night a fortnight ago. The Magic Man Morris McHenry for Ross Painter. Each way chance to go one better on Friday night. 10 to beat 8, 7 and 9 to wrap up the night. My best bets for Friday night come up in race 4, number 4, Better Start Dreaming, and race 6, number 6, Chevron Supreme. And my value bet of the night does come up in the Kerry Hoggard Memorial, the Holmes DG handicap pace, and it is horse number 4, Raptors Flight, after being unlucky in the Spring Cup. A nice Quinella option too, with its stablemate there in Jack's Legend.
The Big Christmas Do is coming to Cambridge Raceway on Wednesday the 28th of November and Thursday the 20th of December. Packages are available to the Skyline Lounge at $80 per person for a buffet meal, or the Alf Walsh Lounge for $40 for a summer barbecue meal. Packages include a race book, complimentary drink and dessert. For further information and bookings, head to cambridgeraceway.co.nz for the Big Christmas Do, November the 28th and December the 20th.
Time now to have a look at our text around for this week. The President's pick for Friday night. President of the Auckland Trotting Club, Bruce Carter, batting at 100% still, and he says race 2, Mark Brad, can continue that sequence along. Nice each-way play from the inside of the second row for Bruce Carter. Our trainers, Logan Hollis, Shane Robertson, race 9, Destined for Heaven. Ross Painter gave us Ryan's Gal last week. He says race 3, Primus Inter Pare, will like the 3,200 metres. Steve Telfer, race 2, Macy Maguire. Adrian Matthews, race 5, Edam Fast. Michelle Wallace, Bernie Hackett, race 3, Ash. Barry Purden says race 2, Bounty Lady. And Peter and Vaughan Blanchard say Agostini with complete manners can take the first. Tate Hopkins and Frank Cooney says with a low draw, race 9, Gotta Be a Rose will be hard to beat. Driver Scott Phelan goes into race 5, Bequero. Kyle Marshall, of course, got us home last week with Red Terror. He's with Eastern Bull in race number 4 this week. Morris McKendry, race 8, sticking with the very classy filly Chevron Supreme. Todd Mitchell's with Red Castleton in the 2-mile event in race number 3. Jay Abernathy with Edam Fast in race number 5. And Andre Potama with the nice debutante race 4 in Red Atom. Our Northern Trials and Workouts caller, Cameron Shaw, he's 2 for 2 on the Whiteout podcast. Can he continue that record? He says he can, with another red, this time Red Atom, in race number 4. Well, that's it for this week. I hope you've enjoyed the podcast. Have a great week of this wonderful sport of harness racing. Until next week, this is Aaron White, out.